Yeah, gonna make it
complexity. All right. Well, we're gonna get into this next game, and we're gonna find out exactly. You know, is Breaky's faith misplaced and started from the bottom, or you know, is this just going to be something that we're, you know, going to see more and more of, right? And it is versatile. Again, this is a guy that is making a splash in the, I guess, the amateur scene, semi-pro amateur scene thing.
No, you've been hyping him up, and
I've heard good things about it. I mean, a lot of these guys, it's fun, like, because, you know, you and I especially, we come from the NA region. We do a lot with the qualifiers, NATCL, whatnot, but we'll run into a little bit of a problem over here. Limp getting ganked. One more hit to do the trick, and he's going to get taken down.
They must have snuck in there with a smoke or something, because, yeah, being on the uphill, clearly catching Limp off guard. Well played. To make use of that first blood. Obviously, Complexity's not just going to give this up, though, as they are going to fight for it. Bat Rider and Elder Titan in the area. Going to add up some sticky napalms to Scourge McDuck. Fantastic name right there.
Yeah, we were actually laughing. We got some Chinese food or some Asian food today, which was pretty funny. And one of the dishes is called something Donald Duck.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was odd.
Yeah, but I guess they're really big with Donald.
We should have ordered that actually to find out, but we did, right?
I don't know. I don't
really
want
feel bad ordering it. Yeah, my boy Donald.
Maybe it's you know something Kingdom Hearts themed.
I don't know. I don't think so. But we got the DuckTales going on right now. Can I get a woohoo?
Scourge McDuck is I got the chance to meet him, actually. I believe he's Canadian. He was at the WESG Canadian Qualifiers. His team, actually, started from the bottom. In fact, speaking of that, they qualified for WESG, representing Canada specifically. So he's a good guy. I believe he actually works on Dota Buff, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So he's very familiar with all these analytics and numbers and everything. So when it comes to him and having a good mind for the game, no doubt has that. And excited to see, you know, some success out of him, no doubt.
So you've got very relevant information about him. I asked like one of the guys that knows him a while back, and I was like, "What's something you think people should know?" They're like, "Well, they call their carry player Tickles."
Okay, that's
I was
good.
like, "Oh, that's great. That'll come in real handy during a cast." But also,
Tickles is getting tri-laned.
Indeed, he is.
That's a tough trial lane too. Again, with the Bat Rider support, Elder Titan, but. Seems like he's managing okay. It's 2-1, I guess. Seemed like the CS was going to be a little bit better, but yeah, this is going to be a back and forth trial lane. I mean, you got a Grimstalker Spirit on the other side. This seems like we're going to have a lot of clashing.
Indeed. In fact, already, you know, we've got monkeys over here in the trees. There's going to be the roll forward. Not going to be able to do too much other than just keep laying on all that wonderful, wonderful sticky napalm. I'm sure CK is really loving the delay that he gets with it being added onto him.
Yeah, he's missing a fair amount of last hits just because of the turn rate problems.
Well, he's having a good time, though. He's throwing pigs everywhere, right? Celebrating the holiday, for sure.
I mean, those things are definitely annoying. I mean, it can kind of, you know, get in the way when you're trying to go for last hits, and those are bouncing around, and it can be a little bit of an eyesore there. So it's.
How can you say that? They're not an eyesore. They're adorable.
When you're trying to focus and play for a major spot, I mean, a little bit of an eyesore.
Agreed.
I'm in favor of distracting opponents by any means necessary.
Oh, absolutely.
So yes, throw more pigs. Do it.
So Heavenly Grace, you see right there, leveled up. I was kind of looking across the board. There's a couple things that it's going to be able to purge, specifically that Breathe Fire from Dragon Knight. So, bottom lane.
Yeah, bottom lane. We got the spin coming out here from Miracle. Has his eyes over onto your boy, but they'll turn their attention over onto Monkey. So this Bat Rider not getting as much done as he would have liked before, but it's looking like they might be able to get themselves a double kill over here on the side. Cast Ball is going to get used. We'll buy a little bit more time here for the Grimstroke. They'll turn and have a punch fest. Uh-oh, this is not looking good right now. It's going to be able to take down Z-Freak with a nice stroke of fate and a big old whack of the hammer.
Yeah, so again, speaking of Chaos Knight, the idea of how Chaos Strike and how it works, it's no longer heavy RNG dependent. It's every 4 seconds you're going to get that benefit. It's just a matter of how much damage you're going to deal. But the fact that you can reliably get that bonus damage is why I think a lot of people were kind of suspecting that Chaos Knight could start to be seen. But it took a couple of buffs, even now I think most recently in 7.21, to finally bring him on board here.
Well, we do find another kill. Z-Freak able to clean up. But yeah, no, I was playing in one of my matches or whatever, and one of my friends was actually trying out CK, and he's like, it's actually really insane. Like, it helps his laning so much, being able to have that dependable lifesteal coming through. So he was definitely a fan. I don't know if we'll see more of it coming. Again, we're still fairly early into this patch.
Yeah, it is.
So anything could end up happening.
And we've seen so many different strategies, just kind of waiting to see a couple of the European matches. I mean, this, again, Secret's always been that way, especially, but they're doing some funky stuff, man. Bristleback, Chen, you know, it's got some crazy, but they're winning, and so.
That's all that matters,
telling,
right?
yeah.
And that's one of the, bottom lane, nice Echo Stomp getting land. The Firefly's coming out. Scourge McDuck trying to run himself away, but he's just not going to be able to get there fast enough. Final hit coming out from Monkeys, and your boy is sitting very, very low over there. 4 stacks. Monkey's got to be a little bit careful. Doesn't want to be taking this tower damage. Does have a salve, and he'll find himself another kill. There's going to be the Chaos Knight TPing right back in here again. Monkey's going to have to eat his way through the trees. Throws out the sticky napalm, though. Has 4 stacks over here onto the Grimstroke. It's going to be the Spirit. Echo Stomp will connect. There's going to be another TP coming right back down again. Monkey's kind of in a very awful spot right now. Roll coming forward. Should be able to get this kill on him. Can he find the last hit? He does find it before he's going to be able to run away. And I don't think they're going to be able to.
Firefly?
He's going. He's going to make it after all.
Yeah, he's good.
He's going right back in again. He's got 3 stacks over there.
What a guy.
Oh, it's just a little bit more.
He knows his limits.
32 hit points. And runes are up.
Yes, and they had the wave pushed all the way under the tower. No problem for Z-Freak to just go ahead, pick those up. That is 4 runes.
Yeah.
4 complexity.
That's a feels good.
Yeah. Like, I think that if you're Monkeys Forever and he used to play, you know, more core roles, more responsibility, it's gonna be so freeing to just get your Bat Rider and get to do whatever with it.
Yeah. Play it like you're kind of a core anyway, just not necessarily the farm focused. You could almost say, you know, maybe in a sense he kind of likes that more. He doesn't have to worry about the last hitting of the creeps. You know, he just can play against the heroes. I agree. Again, we saw very comfortable yesterday, and it's so far is looking like it's, again, comfortable here in this laning phase, and it's looking great start for complexity. I mean, I'm noticing that 3,000 net worth at 5.5, 6 minutes into the game. That is a ridiculous lead. Omni Knight, the one shining star for the Radiant side. He is going to go the Vlad spill, but as I mentioned, I kind of like Omni Knight in a sense, but at the same time, this is not a hero that's going to make plays. He's not one that's going to be a space creator, and that's what ultimately makes it a potentially funky pick.
You are really based on what, you know, your teammates can actually pull off. That said, of course, if you have a struggling mid laner, for example, like a Klinks, who is right now getting his tower pushed without even needing to leave his lane, you can buff that guy up and make him have way more impact than he usually would have had.
Wingspell coming out here in the bottom lane. Looks like Monkeys, maybe he got a little bit too greedy over here because he's going for the dive. Will be taken down by Miracle. Now, like Scourge McDuck could be taken down as well. Your boy trying to get himself away. Z-Freak taking a lot of tower damage. Won't be able to get hit with that Stroke of Fate. Should be able to walk away thanks to this nice little path that the Bat Rider has created here for him. Run on home there, Z-Freak.
Yeah, how about that middle matchup? I know we've been focusing so much on the bottom lane for good reason, but oh my gosh, Limp is 41-17 versus a 19-1 Klinks. More than doubling the CS. I mean, I assumed it was going to be a good matchup for the DK. I did not. This has to be a bit of just player skill coming into play, honestly. It's completely one-sided.
Bottom lane again, they find a kill maybe over onto this Earth Spirit. He's trying to get himself out, not going to be able to do that smash coming through. And now Monkeys having to be a little bit cautious here. They wanted to go for that dive. They put a lot of damage onto the Grimstroke, but got to be playing it a little bit safer here.
That's going to be an issue. I mean, CK, or not CK, but Klinks is snowballish somewhat of a hero. This is not a hero that kind of sits back and farm recovers like a Shadow Fiend or whatever. He needs to start moving around and getting hero kills, creating space, going back to that term, and he can't do that well with the double Wraith Band, no boots even yet.
Yes, and a CK ideally would want to do that as well. And right now, if you're a CK, you're going to wish that you hadn't tri-laned at all because you need to have levels at least if you want to recover. Instead, he's going to get dove behind his
my word.
tier 1 towers.
Look at all that stick.
Tier 2.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
No
attack.
chance at all. If this bottom lane is gone, they need to switch things up now.
That's the problem too with the CK, right? He's not like, you know, some of these other heroes that's able to recover very, very easily. He doesn't really have, you know, like Luna's able to use those. I mean, he knew they were there. I guess he's just waiting for the rest of the team to.
They're doing objectives. They're going to the DK mid lane. It's like they're not going to waste time trying to kill Klinks. It's
no, I meant that Klinks should have.
Oh,
maybe adds his
try something there.
Yeah, they've got the dust.
Uh-oh.
And they're going to be able to find themselves a little skelly man here in the middle of the trees, trying to run himself out, and he's not going to be able to. Although in the back lanes here, Scourge McDuck joining in, trying to get a kill over onto Z-Freak. Will be able to find it. Grimstroke has that ink swell up. Will land a really nice stroke of fate, trying to slow them down just a bit more. Scourge thinking he wants to go in, but needs to be careful. Limp is a very angry dragon, and will find himself the Dragon Tail over here onto Grimstroke. Scourge coming through, throws out the Chaos Bolt, trying to buy a little bit more time. Is actually going to buy enough time for Scourge. He's going to be able to get himself away there. Very nice. Oh, at the last tick.
Wash over this land.
And they were doing that all behind the Tier 1 tower, right? The
Yeah.
Tier 1 tower, is it even still up? No, they didn't get it
No, they
taken
took
up
it.
eventually. Okay. But yeah, this is I don't know. It's just a game that seems completely out of control already, frankly, in favor of Complexity. And we keep looking back at this Omni Knight. It's like, okay, good. You know, he has a Vlad, he's developing, but the rest of his team is just getting massacred elsewhere. And it seems like you would like to see him get involved. Even the fact that he hasn't TP'd yet is almost surprising to me. And it just continues. Chaos Knight has no room. Why isn't the Omni Knight even trying to help is a little bit beyond me.
Kips, if this was your team right now, if you were, hold that thought 1 second, as you know, to see a couple.
Death is too tanky.
If this was your team right now, what would you be telling them? Like, what's the best way to proceed during this game?
Well, ideally you want to bait Complexity into some kind of defensive fight now where you have your Klink's ultimate, where you can use that Omni Knight, who's the most farmed hero on your team right now. And he might have to actually cop some deaths in order to make sure that the CK can recover. Once the CK has 6, you can take some surprise fights with that as well. His ultimate's pretty strong. They don't have the greatest of team fight, but there's a lot of physical burst damage on this team. So if you use that, you can pick people off on points where they, for example, walk up high grounds or something like that. You can come back into the game fighting, but you'd have to do that pre-planned on, for example, tower defenses.
You see the roll-in coming out here from the Earth Spirit, gonna try to silence up Death. Very, very tanky though, like you said. He's gonna be able to just kind of walk himself away. Versatile, going for a bit of a dive here. Just slowly chasing after him.
He doesn't even have Purification though.
Yeah, I mean, Scourge is also here, so they should be able to find this kill, and I don't think they were really aware that the CK was up there at that time, figuring probably he was just jungling or whatnot. But
Yeah.
bottom lane, Grimstroke's going to have to go use that Inkswell, try to run himself faster. And it's not going to be able to do it because in comes Limp. He's got Dragon Form, Dragon Tail, lots of this beautiful sticky napalm. And the Firefly will take it. So they're trying to put some pressure here on the tower. There is going to be the port. Z-Freak's in a really good position right now. Going to be able to maybe catch some stragglers here. Chaos Ball coming out over onto Limp. Looking for this big stomp. Will land on 3 of these heroes. Limp just going to flap those little arms away. And they might try to chase down Versatile. Versatile's making some space though, chasing them away so that way they're not going to go after his CK, who's already having a lot of problems. There's going to be the split being used. Versatile duking himself here into the trees. Not really duking too great though because they know exactly where he is. And followed with the stomp, one more hit, and Limp will get himself a kill.
With the Heavenly Grace buff, he had 1900 life and a massive regen. Again, the status, so you can kind of tell like, it actually does quite a bit, but it goes back to he's the only farmed hero on his team right now, and so Complexity addressing that. There, if anything, it does open up some space for Klinks, who's not going to triple Wraithband, going to try to pick up this DD and continue his farm, at least get a medallion so he can have a solo kill potential. I mean, that kind of exists. I guess Batrider is really the only one that it feels like maybe if he catches him off guard, but across the board, looking at it too now, this is actually just a beefy team for this Klinks to kind of damage through.
And their biggest problem is actually Miracle, because you are looking to catch up on a CK, which is something he's not good at anyway. He's not a flash farmer.
Dead monkeys though, and that's the double damage getting popped. They find this kill. It looks like Miracle should be able to run himself out. They use the Skeleman army.
Not the greatest use, but yeah, good attempt at getting Miracle there. And he's got his Yasha already. He's gonna take the stack.
Yeah.
And he's gonna keep on farming. And with the way that this game is going, I imagine that the DK could even think about picking up a Radiance himself, which would also really secure his scaling into the mid to late game.
Right, and he just picked up that Shadow Blade, so this is going to be the reveal as they go in. They know that CK is top. They just saw him in lane, so I'm guessing they want to try to hold him down a little bit more. Although there is a very tasty Earth Spirit here, and they'll follow up Dragon Tail, big ol' stomp, and he's just out of there. And now Scourge realizing that he is in the danger zone. He's going to try to hide in the trees, but there's no hiding. There's no hiding from Complexity at this point.
really enjoying Complexity's positional play here. They go for a pick-off next to the wave that their team's pushing in. Obviously, starting from the bottom shouldn't really be there anymore at that point. It's a kind of an expected way to come in. But, you know, Complexity cover their flank, get the kill, secure the tower. It's very smooth play, and it makes sure that they don't waste a lot of time.
It's true. Versatile in for some problems now as he's trying to run away. This is going to try to throw out some of this stuff from the Grimstroke with that Stroke of Fate, but, you know, someone's going to be able to throw him up into the air, into the stomp. It's, like, beautiful. It's like a dance. The way that this is all just coming together right now for Complexity. They'll take down Versatile, no problem, and there's nothing that they can do about it on the side to start from the bottom.
Yeah, that's something else. I didn't think it kind of just hit me right there is that, unless I'm mistaken, Heavenly Grace can be dispelled, right? So they do have the Brewmaster, and I think they even picked it in response to the Omni, and that always was kind of a counter Omni Knight pick, not only with the lift, taking him out for 6 seconds, but in the case of his ultimate, his Guardian Angels, his GA, you can purge that off, and now on top of that, you can purge the Heavenly Grace. So, yeah, Brewmaster is a fantastic hero still against Omni Knight, even better now, you could say, because obviously before you couldn't take off the repel, but I'm pretty sure Grace you can.
It's been so long since we've seen an Omni.
Cannot be dispelled, and there we go. I am completely wrong.
Well, now you know. You know, right?
I took the risk. I went for it, and it just fell flat.
This is the way you're gonna remember better, for real.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that is a lot of Complexity all up in there. They managed to get the Grimstroke ulti off, but they're immediately going to lose the Grimstroke as well. Omni Slash coming out into the back line. Thanks to the Guardian Angel coming through, trying to buy them just a little bit more time here, and it looks like there from the bottom, there's the Magnet going through, and this is still looking like that's gonna be a very, very dead Versatile. It's making some space though. He's trying to run around, trying to juke some ankles, trying to make them focus on him and not the tower. Eventually they take him out though, so.
Decent fight from start from the bottom. I think the Guardian Angel did a decent amount of work there, but the problem is just they couldn't focus anyone on Complexity down. And at this point, yeah, you're making space for a CK who is just not coming back into this game.
That is a feels bad. You see a very low health Batrider and you can't even kill him. Because the rest of his team is there. They're just, they're so strong right now, you know? You're so behind.
Good attempt at killing Miracle there. I think Complexity, they've taken all the other towers now. They already have one initiation item on their DK, but I wouldn't mind seeing them give some of that space to Monkeys now for a Blink Dagger. So he can go on a lane somewhere, farm the dagger, DK can do the initiation roll for now. And I have to see what the other players go next. There's also a Blink Dagger in the works for Death. So yeah, they're gonna look to keep this ball rolling. Not a lot of farming items to be seen.
I've got a 9k net worth lead right now. So it's looking tough, especially at, you know, this early in the game, having this big of a lead.
Limp coming in again.
Look at this. Yeah, they just find themselves a Grimstroke immediately. Stun him up. Follow up with the Firefly. He's actually still alive though, doesn't the Inkswell and Limp chasing after the Grimstroke. Actually not going to be able to quite grab him just yet. Xantix trying to run himself away. We'll get the Flame Break, put him back right into that stomp. They actually drop. They don't even need it. They don't even need the Earth Splitter there.
As was definitely the bigger kill there though. Maybe the Grimstroke should try to throw himself more into the teeth of the enemy just to make sure that his Blink survives there. Then again, it's pretty much a moot point. No matter who dies there, Complexity are going to move on into the next tower. And Seafreak with these stomps.
It's been very on point.
Yeah, no chance there for Grimstroke.
Nope.
And that's going to be tier 3. And this is not a team, again, it's, you think of like counter push as well. It's not one that's even that great at doing so. They don't have the coddle, you know, they don't have this massive anti-push, so they're trying to create space elsewhere and push the lanes, but obviously Complexity is not going to be remotely worried about that.
And they went Midas too, if you notice. They went Midas on the Omni Knight and they went Midas on the CK.
Yeah.
They don't have anything to really fight with, especially in comparison to what Complexity has. They're going to try anyways. There's going to be the roll-in. They've got the electromagnetic. They're going to turn back around. There's going to be the Yules being used. They do manage to take down the Earth Spirit yet again. They're just going to walk out.
he was trying to keep them inside the Klink's ultimate, but yeah, a last little tap from Limp secures the barracks and Complexity just move out. You can see that it's dealing a lot of damage now.
This Magnetize just like, you keep seeing, you know, he gets quite a few people with it, but it's just not doing anything.
They'd need longer fights for that. In general, I think I've spoken about this before as well. If you want to get a turnaround fight in a choke point, you need to draft for that beforehand. And right now, the big team fight ultimates that they have are not any kind of area of effect disables or, you know, slow silences. The only one really doing that kind of work is Earth Spirit. And the rest of it is all, yeah, you big ultimates there, but they are for like physical damage fights. So you're not going to be able to take out this Complexity team with how much extra health they have, how many extra items they have, if all you've got to put up against it is physical damage.
So the Armlet queued up there for Chaos Knight. So he has been doing a bit of AFK farming, as he absolutely needs to do. You mentioned the Midas. It's got picked up, so the Armlet. And would like to hit level 12 on top of that, at least have the next level of Phantasm before getting involved right now, 11.5. But for now, Complexity going to keep pressure up in the mid and picking up the top lane as well, but DK is actually sitting bottom. Yeah, going Moonshard, interesting. Follow up the Shadow Blade.
All right, there's going to be the Dragon Form getting used. They have the dust, and they should be able to just mop up those little clinks.
Look at this attack.
Wow.
Yeah. They don't even really need Z-Freak here, honestly. He's just there for moral support. It's like, you're doing a great job, Lim. Good job.
Second item, Moonshard. Huh.
Yeah, you know, I was thinking about a Radiance to secure the scaling, but Limp is going straight for the raw damage output.
It's working off for him, clearly.
I mean, at this point, I guess he could buy a garbage bag and still do well.
Don't exist in Dota, unfortunately.
Not yet, anyway. Yeah. So sure.
Good idea. If you really want to BM the enemy.
Yeah, all right. Well, this does run into this Brewmaster here, and they do get the split off. Gonna go throw him up into the air. There's gonna be the air splitter getting laid down there nicely on the ground. Guardian Angel coming out though, gonna buy them a little bit more time. You can see the spin coming out from Miracle. And the Klink's trying his best to just burst as he cannot get away fast enough. It's gonna get taken down. They're actually just losing some buildings in their base though at the same time. The Omni Slash is doing so much work. Serge McDuck trying to run himself away here. I don't think he's gonna be able to do it. And while all this is going on, take a look.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Brewmaster purged all that GA off, by the way. And I'm pretty sure he used it right as the GA came out, so it was a good job by Death holding on to that. That's GG, though. Complexity, talk about a dominating performance. Game one, it wasn't as dominating, but they definitely felt pretty good at the end, and about a 30-minute victory, and this one even that much quicker. So Complexity, talk about taking care of business. They're moving on to the next round, keeping hope alive.
And then
major.
I believe this is they're eliminated now, right?
Yep.
Starting from the bottom. So,
they are out.
You know, I was really hoping that we would see, you know, something crazy coming out from Versatile on that Omni Knight, because we don't really see that many Omni Knights.
He farmed.
He did. He farmed quite well. He farmed quite well, but
yeah.
Unfortunately, like you said, Breaky, it's not a hero that's going to be flashy. It's not going to be able to make a lot of plays. It's not going to be able to make the space if your team gets behind. And as Kips mentioned out too, you know, if you're going to start falling behind, you really need to make sure that you have the right type of draft that can take choke point fights and turn things around. And I think just wasn't quite there for them.
No, I mean, they didn't lose all 3 lanes, really, but yeah. With the Omni Knight, you don't have any momentum really that you can leverage. You don't have any place where you can push against the enemy. All you can do is try to anticipate where they're going to push instead and hope to catch them off guard. And I think you could see in that last fight, if they get to pump all of their damage into Complexities, there was actually a chance, like Miracle was getting pretty low before he got his Omni Slash off. There were a couple of moments where I thought like, oh, maybe they're going to turn this because there's a lot of damage coming out from the Klinks, from the Earth Spirit ultimate. They have a Shrine here, but you know, they were so far behind at that point that even in this ideal scenario, they couldn't get much more than just all dying while it wasn't even a full 5v5 because Limp was just pushing their base.
I still want to see an Omni Knight tried like that. I don't want this to be a game where they're going to be like, other people will be like, all right, it's just not a good hero. Because again, so much else about this game went wrong here for starting from the bottom. So I still think the possibility, and now knowing for sure that Heavenly Grace is actually not dispellable, just like Repel was before, or not dispellable in Repel's case too. It's, you know, even a better sense of that ability, and one that I think that actually does have potential. So.
All right. Well, unfortunately, we're going to be saying goodbye to Start from the Bottom. They, of course, were one of the open qualifier teams, and you always kind of hope you can see, you know, these guys make a little bit of a run, but they are now eliminated. Complexity going to be moving on, and that's going to be it for this match. I don't know what's our next match. Do you guys know?
I do.
You do? What is our next match?
Got a big one.
Oh?
Forward Gaming versus Evil Geniuses.
Oh, that's going to be a great game.
Yeah.
Very excited we get to cover that. So we're going to take a short break, you guys, and we'll be back with Forward Gaming versus EG.